No one ever told you this. But the strongest prison doesn't have bars. It lives inside your mind. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're locked in. You wake up every day, do what needs to be done, think you're trying, but deep down, you feel something holding you back. Like there's an invisible wall standing between you and the life you know you're meant to live. Have you ever wondered why you work so hard, but prosperity always seems to slip right through your fingers? Or why no matter how much you try to change, you always end up back where you started? Bob Proctor used to say you never attract what you want. You attract who you are. And who you are is deeply rooted in the beliefs you carry. Beliefs aren't just thoughts. They're programs. Codes running silently in the background of your mind, like viruses disguised as truth. And these codes are in control. They decide how much money flows into your life. They decide whether you feel worthy of love or sabotage your own relationships. They decide if you break free or stay trapped. You weren't born with these limits. They were implanted by voices that said, "This is too hard, this isn't for you, don't dream so big." By experiences that left a mark before you even knew it. By a system designed to make you survive, but not thrive. And the cruelest part of all is that you start to believe the problem is you. But what if I told you it's not? What if I told you there's a way to rewrite those codes? With simple techniques. Techniques that go straight to where it all began. Your subconscious mind. Yes, the change you're looking for isn't about physical effort. It's about the invisible architecture of your mind. In this video, you'll learn how to clear limiting beliefs with practices that are as powerful as they are subtle. You'll uncover the hidden mechanism that's blocking your abundance. You'll identify the beliefs silently sabotaging your life without you even noticing. And most importantly, you'll learn how to replace them with mental commands that align you with what you truly desire. This isn't theory. This is pure reprogramming. It's you taking back control of your reality. It's you remembering who you really are before fear, scarcity, and guilt rewired your mind. But listen closely. What you're about to hear isn't for those who just want to hear pretty words. It's for those who are ready to face their inner shadows and ignite a light where there was only doubt before. So, take a deep breath now. Feel the weight of your body. Notice the silence between the words. Close your eyes if you can, and allow yourself to step into this space of transformation. Because what begins now is the birth of a new identity, a new frequency, a new destiny. If this is resonating with you, keep listening until the end. In the first step of this journey, you'll discover how these beliefs form and why they keep controlling your life even when you don't want them to. Let's begin. Imagine a chain, not made of iron, but of words, of feelings, of memories. Now picture that chain forming long before you even learned to speak. Each link, a phrase you heard, a look of disapproval. You can't, that's wrong, you won't succeed. And just like that, without even realizing it, you started chaining yourself to an idea of who you are that was never truly yours. These chains are your limiting beliefs. They're like lines of code etched deep in your subconscious, lines that define what's possible and what's not. But pay close attention. These beliefs aren't visible. They don't come stamped on anyone's forehead. They reveal themselves in what you accept, in what you fear, and most of all, in what you avoid. Have you ever wondered why you feel uneasy when you think about having a lot of money? Or why it always seems that just when things start going your way, something pulls you back? It's not bad luck. It's not a lack of effort. It's your paradigm in action. Bob Proctor explained that a paradigm is a set of habits and beliefs deeply rooted in our subconscious mind. And what's in the subconscious always wins. Because that's where the programming lives that controls 95% of your actions, decisions, and results. You might consciously desire wealth, but if your subconscious believes money is dirty, rich people are selfish, or I don't deserve it, it will sabotage every attempt you make to move forward. These beliefs form early, very early. By age 7, 90% of our mind is already programmed. And most of that programming came from others who were also trapped. Parents, teachers, authority figures, each carrying their own beliefs, their own fears, passed down to you as absolute truths. You weren't born afraid of failure. You learned to fear it after failing once or twice and hearing, "See? It's not for you." You weren't born thinking prosperity is hard. You learned it when you saw your parents fighting over money, or heard phrases like, "We're not rich, we have to work hard." Every time you believed without questioning, a new link formed in that invisible chain. And now, years later, you carry these chains as if they were part of you. But they're not. They were imposed, programmed, installed by a world that wants you to fit in, not wake up. Now listen closely to this. You can break those chains. But first, you have to see them. From this moment on, start looking at your life like a mirror. Everything that keeps repeating, scarcity, failures, toxic relationships, it's no coincidence. It's a reflection of what you deeply believe is normal. Or worse, what you think you deserve. But it can change. And change begins with awareness. Are you ready for that? Then take a deep breath. And go even deeper with me. Because in the next chapter, you'll learn how these beliefs act like filters that distort everything you see, attract, and experience. If this message is resonating with you, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. You look out at the world, but what you see isn't the world. It's just a reflection of what you believe about it. Imagine a mirror covered with a thin, almost invisible layer of dust. You can still see your face, but everything is distorted. The shapes, the colors, and over time, you forget what your true reflection looks like. You start to believe that this distorted image is your real face. That's exactly how limiting beliefs work. They don't just influence your choices. They shape the way you perceive reality. They put filters between you and the world. And the most dangerous part? You don't even realize those filters are there. Bob Proctor taught, your subconscious mind doesn't know truth from falsehood. It simply accepts whatever is repeated with emotion. And everything repeated becomes law inside you. Like a dirty lens you forgot to clean off. You want to thrive. You want to grow. But your lens keeps telling you, it's too hard. So you see struggle in every opportunity. You ignore the signs, turn down invitations, procrastinate on decisions. And in the end, you confirm what you already believed. See? It didn't work out again. But it wasn't the world blocking you. It was the lens. It was the dirty mirror. Maybe you've believed for years that the problem was out there. That the universe was against you. That you just needed to fight harder. But what if the battle is inside? What if the enemy is the ideas you never dared to question? Notice the patterns. The quiet repetition in your life. Is it always the same kind of person showing up? The same type of crisis? The same financial limit? That's no coincidence. It's the signature of a belief running in the background. A belief that says, this is all you deserve. And the cruelest thing about limiting beliefs is that they defend themselves. They create inner arguments to stay alive. You tell yourself, I'm just not that good at this. I've always been this way. It's too late to change now. Some people are just born lucky. I'm not. Those thoughts aren't really yours. They're old voices repeated so many times they became yours. But they're not. You need to understand this now. Your mind is flexible. The mirror can be cleaned. The lens can be replaced. But for that to happen, you have to stop reacting and start observing. With awareness. With courage. In the next chapter, you'll learn how the subconscious really learns. And why just knowing something intellectually isn't enough to change your life. You'll uncover the code of repetition, the key that unlocks the hidden programming you carry. And you'll learn how to speak to the one part of your mind that can truly transform your reality, the subconscious mind. So take a moment now. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Take a deep breath. And simply notice what you feel. Because that feeling is the gateway to your next version. Have you ever read an inspiring book? Felt like everything made sense, only to slip back into old habits days later? Have you watched a video that fired you up, but still couldn't keep that vibe going for long? That happens because your subconscious isn't impressed by logic. It responds to emotional repetition. The conscious mind, the part listening right now, is analytical. It thinks, compares, judges. But it only accounts for about 5% of your daily mental activity. The other 95% runs automatically. It's programming. Mental habits running without your conscious permission. Like autopilot. Bob Proctor said, the only way to change what's in the subconscious is through constant repetition of a new idea charged with emotion. This is the formula. And this is where almost everyone gets it wrong. You think that just understanding something is enough to change. But the subconscious mind doesn't get logic. It understands images, feelings, words felt deeply and repeated like mantras. Imagine a patch of dirt. Every thought you repeat is a footprint that over time turns into a path, then a trail, and eventually a road. That's how beliefs are formed, and that's how they can be replaced. You don't need to fight the old beliefs. You just need to create new paths, stronger ones, more vivid, more emotional. That's why techniques like affirmations, visualization, and self-hypnosis are so powerful, because they speak the language the subconscious understands. Emotional repetition plus vivid imagination. But here's a secret almost nobody tells you. It's not about repeating just any phrase. It's about feeling that phrase as true, even if your outer world still says otherwise. You might look at your empty bank account and say, I am prosperous. At first, your conscious mind will laugh. It will say, that's not true. Look at your life. But if you keep going, if you visualize every detail, if you bring emotion into it, something starts to shift. The subconscious can't tell reality from imagination. It just records whatever is repeated with feeling. And when it accepts a new idea as truth, it starts adjusting your entire reality to bring it into being. You attract new situations, new ideas, new decisions, and you begin to build a new life from the inside out. But here's the thing. You can't plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You have to trust the process. You have to commit to repetition, even when nothing seems to change at first, because it is changing in the invisible, deep inside. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you the 3 simplest and most effective practical techniques to start clearing those limiting beliefs today. Techniques that tap directly into your subconscious, no willpower needed. Techniques you can use before bed, while you work, or even as you listen to this video again. Because remember, repetition is the code to transformation. And when you change the code, you change your destiny. If this is resonating with you, write in the comments, I was born to be wealthy. Because that affirmation is a seed, and every seed needs intention to bloom. Now that you understand what limiting beliefs are, and how they distort your reality, it's time to do something that maybe no one ever truly taught you to do. Clear your mind. Not with struggle, not with inner battle, but with awareness, with repetition, and with practice. And you don't need years of therapy or complicated methods for this. The human mind is like a recorder. It records, it plays back, and most importantly, it can be reprogrammed. These 3 techniques you're about to learn are like a damp cloth slowly wiping away that dirty mirror we talked about earlier. With each practice, the image of your true self begins to emerge. Clear, stronger, more authentic. Let's start with the first one. 1. The reverse question technique. Every limiting belief has a root, a phrase internalized as absolute truth. Examples: I'm not good with money. Nothing ever works out for me. I'm not disciplined. The reverse question technique breaks this programming with a simple logic. Challenge certainty with constructive doubt. Here's how to practice it. Take a negative belief you repeat often. Write it down on paper. Now, calmly ask yourself, what if this isn't true? What if this idea was implanted in me by someone limited? What if I could be the exact opposite? When you allow yourself to ask these questions out loud, with intention, your subconscious opens up, because it's been trained to accept repetition, but it also reacts strongly to emotional contradictions. This technique doesn't force a positive thought to replace a negative one. It breaks the rigidity of the belief and plants the sacred doubt that begins to make room for something new. 2. The Alpha State plus Affirmations method. right before you fall asleep, and right after you wake up, your mind enters a state called alpha. It's a hypnagogic state where brain waves slow down, and the subconscious becomes more receptive. At this moment, you're vulnerable, and whatever goes in goes deep. That's why bad news, social media, or late-night worries stir up anxiety and insecurity. But you can turn this state to your advantage with affirmations charged with feeling. Before you fall asleep and as soon as you wake up, slowly repeat, with emotion, phrases like, "I deserve to be prosperous. It's safe for me to have money. Everything is working in my favor. I'm ready to receive more." Use your voice. Feel it. Visualize it. If you can, repeat while listening to calming music. Or record your own voice and play it back before bed. Remember, it's not the words that transform you. It's the emotion you put into them. 3. Nighttime writing reprogramming. Writing is a powerful reprogramming tool. Because when you write, you're not just thinking, you're engaging your body, mind, and emotions all at once. Here's a simple practice. Every night before bed, write down on paper a limiting belief you want to dissolve, the new idea you want to install, and an affirmation that reflects this new reality. Example: old belief, I'm bad at managing money. New idea, I'm fully capable of managing and growing what I receive. Affirmation, I feel secure and confident handling my finances. Repeat this for 21 days. The paper is your mirror. You're having a conversation with your deepest self, and little by little, it will start listening. These 3 techniques aren't magic tricks. They're tools. And every tool requires consistency. But if you practice them sincerely, every day, even just for a few minutes, those old roots begin to loosen. The grime on the mirror starts to clear, and you'll begin to see who you've always been. In the next chapter, you'll understand why feeling worthy is the most overlooked and yet most powerful step on this journey. Because without a sense of worthiness, no technique holds. And without worthiness, you might attract money, but deep down, you'll find a way to lose it. You can say affirmations every day. You can vividly visualize your ideal life. You can repeat mantras, write down goals, stick post-its all over your house. But deep inside, you don't truly feel worthy. It all just becomes an act. Because your subconscious will always manifest what it truly believes you deserve. And here's a truth that few dare to face. Most people are ashamed of receiving. They've been taught to feel guilty for wanting more. They've been programmed with phrases like, "Money doesn't bring happiness. You have to work really hard to get anything. You can't have it all in life. If it seems too good to be true, something's wrong." These seeds have taken root deep inside you. And those roots cause you to reject blessings even when they're knocking at your door. You know that feeling when everything seems to be going great, but you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop? That's your self-sabotage kicking in, all rooted in a lack of self-worth. Bob Proctor used to say, "You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are." Who you are, according to your subconscious, is directly tied to your sense of personal value. If you don't believe you deserve abundance, you'll find a way to push it away, even if it's unconscious. You might spend more than you earn, settle for crumbs in relationships, procrastinate on projects that could change your life. And through it all, without even realizing it, you're just trying to prove the distorted image of yourself that you've carried for so long. But here's the breakthrough. Deserving can be learned. Deserving is an emotion, and like any emotion, it can be nurtured. The ritual of worthiness. Start like this. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Imagine you are already receiving exactly what you desire. An unexpected deposit in your bank account. A genuine compliment from someone you admire. An invitation to a dream project. A moment of deep peace and freedom. Notice your inner reaction. Do you feel comfortable with this scene? Or does something inside say, "This is too much for me. I'm not that kind of person. This isn't for me, yet"? Those voices, those hesitations, they're leftovers from old programming. You need to face them with kindness, not judgment. And then tell yourself every single day, "It's safe for me to receive. I am worthy of the best life has to offer. I welcome receiving with joy, without guilt or fear. At first, these words might feel empty. But over time, they will sink in. They will break through the hardened ground of your mind. And a new seed will begin to grow. Watch out for the almost trap. Maybe you've experienced this. A promising deal appears, but never closes. An amazing relationship starts, but soon fades. You make money, and then an unexpected expense pops up. This is what I call the almost syndrome. You get close, but can't hold on to what you've earned. This pattern is a clear sign of low emotional worthiness. You attract, but you don't keep, because deep down, you don't feel at home with it. And life, with all its wisdom, won't give you what you can't yet sustain. That's why the inner work is so crucial. You need to become the person who naturally lives the life they desire, without feeling like an imposter, without expecting punishment, without fearing being too happy. The most powerful question you can ask yourself is, if I truly felt worthy, what would I do differently today? Breathe that question in. Write it down in your journal. Carry it with you. Because when your sense of worthiness grows, your choices change, your energy shifts, and everything around you begins to reflect that. In the next chapter, we'll dive even deeper. How to reframe your life story and turn the wounds of your past into creative strength. Because every block you feel today has an origin. And when you find that origin, you reclaim the power that got stuck back there. Have you ever wondered why some events from your past still hurt, even after all these years? Why certain words, gestures, rejections, or failures still echo in your mind, as if they happened just yesterday? The answer lies in a secret few dare to face head-on. While your conscious mind moves on, your subconscious stays trapped in the trauma. Your life story lives inside you, but not like a movie with a happy ending. It lives as a series of frozen scenes, where you felt small, rejected, humiliated, forgotten, and where, without even realizing it, you decided you weren't good enough. These scenes created your inner character, a character running on autopilot, a character who, even wanting to change, self-sabotages, because it still believes it can't, shouldn't, or won't succeed. But here's the truth that can change everything. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to do with what happened. And reframing is that moment of choice. It's when you look at your past with new eyes and say, this hurt me, but it doesn't define me. This left a mark, but it doesn't limit me. This shaped me, but now I'm the one sculpting my form. The metaphor of the arrow and the archer. Imagine every pain you carry is like an arrow lodged in your emotional body. You keep walking, smiling, living, but the arrows remain. Most people spend their lives trying to ignore those arrows, pretending they aren't there, distracting themselves, blaming others, or worse, trying to rip them out in anger, causing even deeper wounds. But there's another way, the way of the conscious archer. The archer doesn't fear the arrow. He observes it, touches it with respect, understands where it came from, and then, with presence, carefully removes it and transforms it into learning, into a symbol, into strength. Because what hurt you can be exactly what propels you forward. Guided reframing practice. Let's do a simple but powerful exercise. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of your body. And allow yourself to safely return to a moment in your childhood or adolescence. A defining moment when you felt rejected, inadequate, or hurt. Don't judge. Just observe. See the younger version of yourself there. Confused, scared. Now, gently approach that version. Sit down beside them and silently say, I see you. I know how much that hurt. But you survived. You are stronger than you realize. And now I'm here to guide you. Stay with that younger self for a moment. Then, wrap that scene in light. Feel that part of you being embraced. And when you're ready, give them a hug. You are not alone anymore. Breathe and come back. This simple exercise, practiced regularly, has the power to free parts of your psyche frozen in time. And by freeing them, you regain energy, clarity, personal power, From trauma to mission, every wound carries a lesson. Every pain holds a message. But only those brave enough to face their past head-on can mine the gold hidden in the shadows. What caused you to suffer also made you more compassionate. What silenced you gave you sensitivity. What once filled you with fear has shown you the path to courage. You're not here by accident. Nothing that happened to you was wasted. Yes, you might not have chosen certain things, but now you get to choose the meaning you give them. And that changes everything. Symbolic release. Write your new story. Tonight, before you go to sleep, perform this ritual. Take a sheet of paper. Write down a sentence that represents your old pain. For example, I was rejected by my father. Below it, write the new version of that experience. That experience pushed me to find my own worth. It made me more compassionate. And now, I am able to love myself like no one else ever could. At the end, carefully burn the paper or tear it up mindfully. Say out loud, I release the past. I honor my story. And I choose to be free. This symbolic act holds power your subconscious understands. Because the unconscious doesn't process words. It responds to rituals. Now that you've learned how to heal the past, you're ready for the final step. In the next chapter, we'll bring everything together and reveal how to build a new belief system of abundance. One that supports you every day, even when challenges arise. Because abundance isn't luck. It's structure. It's repetition. It's identity. You've made it this far. And if you're here, it's no coincidence. You felt something greater calling you. Something inside you that got tired of just surviving. And finally decided to live with purpose. And it's right here at this moment that the new mind is born. Because everything we've done so far, observing beliefs, identifying traumas, healing the past, was to prepare the ground. Now, the ground is fertile. Now, you can plant something new. Because life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you carry inside, every single day. Change your beliefs, and you change your destiny. Bob Proctor. The invisible formula of reprogramming. The subconscious mind is like a garden. What you nourish with repetition and emotion grows. What you ignore withers. And what you reject silently controls you. That's why to install new, abundant beliefs, you need 3 key elements. Emotional clarity, knowing exactly how you want to feel as your reality. Conscious repetition, making that feeling part of your daily routine. A symbolic environment, surrounding yourself with messages that support this new version of you. This is why affirmations work, but only when paired with emotional states. You can't just say, I'm rich. You have to feel rich. Even before the money shows up. You can't just say, I'm loved. You have to treat yourself like someone worthy of love, even when you're alone, because the universe responds to your vibrational state. And your vibrational state is shaped by the beliefs you activate every day. The cycle of new beliefs. Let's install a new identity cycle now. It's simple, but powerful. Every morning when you wake up, say these phrases out loud while looking yourself in the eyes in the mirror. I am worthy of everything I desire. My mind is a powerhouse of prosperity. Money flows to me effortlessly because I am in harmony with it. I am the source. I am the channel. I am the flow. Everything in my life works together for my expansion. At first, your old mind will resist. It will laugh, doubt, and try to pull you back to what's familiar. But don't give up. Remember, you trained your old version for decades. Now it's time to train the new one with the same intensity. Nighttime installation, 21-night ritual. For the next 21 nights, before going to sleep, do this. Turn off the lights. Sit quietly. Close your eyes and visualize yourself living your ideal life. Feel as if you are already there. The home, the body, the bank account, the peace, the freedom, the ease. Now, softly say, all of this is already mine. I accept it, I allow it, I am grateful. My new life has begun. And fall asleep in that state. Because the last thing you think before sleep is what your subconscious mind will work on while you dream. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. Situations that once threw you off balance will lose their power. People stuck in the old patterns will naturally drift away. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will start showing up. Not by magic, but by alignment. Because you don't attract what you want, you attract who you become. And the new version of you that's being born right now already knows what it deserves. It doesn't beg, it manifests. It doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't plead, it inspires. Your new mission. The final step is keeping your mind focused on growth. If you let yourself slip back into old patterns, they'll pull you back into stagnation. That's why you need rituals. Write your new beliefs on sticky notes and spread them around your home. Meditate. Watch this video again whenever you need a reset. Surround yourself with people and content that nourish the new you. Because now, the choice is yours. You can go back to sleepwalking through life, or you can wake up to the power that's always been inside you. From this moment forward, you are the creator. You've learned to spot what holds you back, to clear out old beliefs, to heal your story, to install new patterns of abundance. And above all, you've learned that your mind is your servant, not your prison. But you are the architect. You are the artist. You are the creator of the reality you want to live. There's nothing left to wait for. No one left to blame. No more excuses. Just you and the universe saying, "Yes, you're ready." If this video touched your soul, write in the comments, "I was born to be rich." And if you feel this journey is just the beginning, subscribe now, because in the upcoming videos, we'll dive even deeper into this new reality and turn your mind into your greatest ally.